Ryan gripped his blaster tightly as explosions shook the ground beneath him. The sky above the battlefield was dark with smoke and fire. Ships of every shape and size streaked across the clouds, firing beams that cut through metal and energy shields. The war had been raging for years, and now it had reached the heart of the planet Zeroth. Ryan's squad moved cautiously through the ruins of a city that had once been bright and alive. Buildings lay in ruins, streets were cracked, and fires burned in every direction. His heart pounded, but he forced himself to focus. Each step could mean life or death. Around him, alien soldiers from the enemy forces advanced with strange weapons and fierce determination. "Ryan, left side," shouted Caro, his best friend and fellow soldier. A beam of green light shot past Ryan's head, scorching the wall where he had been standing a moment ago. He rolled to the side and fired back, hitting an enemy drone that exploded into sparks. Ryan's mind raced. He was tired, hungry, and worried about his friends. He had seen too many soldiers fall today. He had seen cities destroyed and families vanish. He wished there was a way to end the fighting, to save lives and bring peace. Then, in the rubble of a broken building, something glowed faintly. Ryan approached carefully. It was a small, round artifact, smooth and shining with colors he had never seen before. Strange symbols moved across its surface. His fingers trembled as he reached out. The object seemed to respond to him, pulsing softly in his hand. "Ryan, be careful," Caro shouted. "We don't know what that is." But Ryan could not stop. He held the artifact and closed his eyes. In his heart, he made a wish. "I wish for peace," he whispered. "I wish for the fighting to stop. I wish that no more people or aliens die because of this war." For a moment, nothing happened. The explosions continued, the beams of light still cut the air, and the city shook. Then a soft wind seemed to pass through the battlefield. The artifact glowed brighter, sending a wave of energy outward. Ryan felt a warmth in his chest, a feeling of hope he had not felt in years. Suddenly, the enemy forces paused. Their weapons powered down, their drones hovered without direction, and their soldiers looked around confused. On the other side, Ryan's squad lowered their weapons, unsure if the battle had ended. The air was quiet except for the distant fires. Ryan opened his eyes. The battlefield looked strange, almost peaceful. The glow from the artifact faded, leaving only a faint shimmer in the air. He did not understand exactly what had happened, but he felt a sense of relief wash over him. We won," Caro asked, his voice full of disbelief. "I think so," Ryan said slowly. He did not know how, but it felt as if something greater than him had answered his wish. The soldiers began to regroup, checking for the wounded and the dead. Ryan walked through the streets, helping civilians and injured aliens alike. For the first time in a long while, he felt hope. The war that had seemed endless now felt like it might finally end. As night fell, Ryan looked up at the stars. He had always dreamed of exploring them, but he had never imagined he could make a difference on such a large scale. Holding the artifact in his hands, he wondered if it had powers beyond his understanding. Was it a gift? Or a responsibility? He tucked the artifact into his pack. Whatever it was, he knew one thing for certain. His life had changed. Something big had begun, something that might not just affect him or his planet, but the entire galaxy. Ryan sat quietly on the rubble, thinking of the friends he had lost and the people he still had to protect. He did not know what the future held, but he knew he would face it with courage. The stars above were calm, and for the first time in years, he allowed himself to believe that peace was possible. At that moment, Ryan had no idea that his wish would lead him to meet someone extraordinary, someone whose life and the fate of her entire empire would be connected to him forever. The galaxy was about to change in ways he could never imagine, and Ryan was ready to face whatever came next. Weeks had passed since the battle on Zeroth, and the galaxy had grown quieter. News of the sudden peace spread quickly across star systems. Ryan was sent on a diplomatic mission to the Zifar Empire, a powerful alien civilization known for its beauty, knowledge, and wisdom. He had not expected much. Diplomacy was never his strength, but he knew his actions on the battlefield had earned him respect. The Zifar capital floated above a shimmering planet, its towers gleaming like crystal in the light of 3 suns. Ships landed gently in the grand spaceport, and Ryan stepped out of his transport with careful steps. His armor was scratched and worn, but his spirit remained strong. Soldiers from the Zifar Empire lined the streets, watching him curiously. "Welcome, human soldier," said a calm voice. Ryan turned to see a figure approaching him. She walked with grace, her eyes shining like the stars above. Her hair seemed to reflect the colors of the suns, shifting from gold to silver in the light. Her presence was commanding, yet gentle. "Princess Naira," the official beside Ryan whispered. "She is the leader of the Zifar Empire." Ryan bowed slightly, unsure of what to say. "It is an honor to meet you, Princess." Naira smiled warmly. "You brought peace to a battlefield where many thought it impossible. Your courage is known across the stars, Ryan. I am pleased to finally meet the human behind the stories." Ryan felt a strange warmth in his chest. There was something unusual about her gaze, like she could see deeper than appearances. He did not understand why, but it felt familiar, almost as if destiny had brought them together. "I did what any soldier would do," Ryan replied, trying to hide his nervousness. "I just wanted to protect lives. I never expected this." Naira's eyes softened. "Sometimes the smallest actions create the greatest change. Tell me, Ryan, did you know your wish had power beyond understanding?" Ryan hesitated. I only hoped for peace. I did not know it could do more than stop the fighting." Naira nodded. "The artifact you held is older than any star. It listens to the hearts of those who are pure and brave. Your wish was interpreted in ways even I cannot fully explain." As they spoke, Ryan noticed something strange. A soft light seemed to surround Naira, faint and glowing. It was not like anything he had seen in his life. He wondered if it was connected to the artifact or to his wish. He kept the thought to himself, unsure if it was only his imagination. The two walked through the grand palace gardens. Alien plants glowed with colors he had never seen. Waterfalls floated in the air, and strange creatures of light flitted between the trees. Ryan felt awe and wonder, realizing that this was not just diplomacy, this was an opportunity to see a civilization unlike any other. "Ryan, I have heard that humans are brave, but also kind," Naira said. "It is rare to meet someone who values life so deeply. You remind me why I fight for peace in my empire." Ryan smiled. "I believe every being deserves a chance to live without fear. I do not care if they are human or alien. Peace is worth everything." Their conversation continued, and Ryan noticed he was learning more than he expected. Naira spoke not just as a princess, but as someone who truly cared about her people and the galaxy. There was wisdom in her words, and a quiet strength in her heart. As the sun began to set, casting purple and gold light across the palace, Ryan realized that this meeting was only the beginning. He did not know the ways in which his wish would continue to affect the galaxy. He did not yet understand the bond forming between him and Naira, but he sensed it was powerful and unique. Later that evening, as Ryan rested in a guest chamber, he thought about the strange energy he had seen around Naira. Could his wish be responsible for it? And if so, what did that mean for the galaxy, for him, and for Naira? The stars outside his window twinkled, calm and bright. Ryan knew that something extraordinary had begun. This was not just a meeting of humans and aliens, but the start of a connection that could change the galaxy forever. Ryan closed his eyes and made a silent promise to himself. Whatever came next, he would protect this newfound peace. He would protect Naira. And he would face whatever mysteries the artifact had set in motion. The galaxy was quiet for now, but Ryan could feel the future moving toward him, like a tide he could not stop. And at the center of it all, Princess Naira awaited, brilliant and strong, a symbol of hope and wonder in a galaxy that had known too much war. Days passed since Ryan's first meeting with Princess Naira, and the calm of the Zifar Empire continued. Yet, something unusual began to happen. Naira noticed small changes in her body that puzzled her. Her energy felt different, almost as if something new was growing inside her. She felt stronger and lighter, but also more aware of the world around her. Her advisors were concerned. "Your Highness," one of them said, "we have never seen such a phenomenon. It is not illness, but it is unlike anything our scholars have recorded." Naira considered this quietly. She did not feel fear. Instead, she felt curiosity. She remembered the human soldier, Ryan, and the strange energy she had felt in his presence. Could it be connected? Meanwhile, Ryan continued his duties in the Empire. He trained with the Zifar soldiers, shared stories of his human world, and explored the beauty of their cities. Yet, he could not stop thinking about the strange moment when he held the artifact. Something had changed, and he felt responsible. One morning, while walking in the palace gardens with Naira, Ryan noticed her glow. It was subtle but undeniable, a soft light that seemed to pulse gently around her. "Princess," he said carefully, "I see something unusual. Are you feeling all right?" Naira smiled, a mixture of curiosity and calm. "I am well, Ryan. In fact, I feel more alive than I have ever felt. But something is different. I do not know how to explain it." Ryan looked at her thoughtfully. "When I made my wish, I held an artifact. I did not know it could do anything beyond stopping the war. But maybe it caused this change." Naira studied him, her eyes wide. "A human soldier made a wish for peace, and it reached beyond what we can see. It may have touched me in ways we do not yet understand." They continued their walk in silence, both thinking. Ryan wondered if the artifact's energy had somehow connected him to Naira. Naira felt a growing sense of wonder and anticipation. Neither of them could explain it, yet both felt the truth of the connection deep in their hearts. That evening, Naira held a council with her advisors. They tested her with advanced technology, measuring energy and life signals. They discovered that her body contained a unique energy signature, one that combined human and Zifar essence in a way never before seen. "This is a miracle," one advisor said. "But it is also a mystery. How did it happen?" Naira nodded. "I do not know, but I trust Ryan. Whatever this is, it began because of his courage and wish. We must study it carefully and prepare for what may come." Ryan, unaware of the council's findings, continued to spend time with Naira. They trained together, explored the floating gardens, and shared meals in the palace's crystal halls. The people of the empire admired Ryan, seeing him not only as a hero of war but as a symbol of hope and courage. During one quiet moment, Naira asked, "Ryan, do you ever wonder if our meeting was meant to be?" Ryan looked at her and nodded slowly. "Yes. I feel like something larger than us brought us together. Something that wants the galaxy to change for the better." Naira reached out and touched his hand. The energy around her seemed to pulse brighter, and Ryan felt a warmth flow through him. Neither spoke, but both understood that their connection was extraordinary, far beyond friendship or simple duty. As the sun set over the palace, Ryan reflected on the events of the past weeks. A single wish, made with hope and courage, had changed everything. It had stopped a war, created a strange energy between two beings from different worlds, and now was guiding him toward a destiny he had never imagined. The night was calm, but the stars above twinkled as if holding secrets. Ryan knew that the coming days would bring challenges. Factions in the galaxy might not understand the miracle that had begun. Some might fear it. Others might seek to control it. Yet Ryan also knew that with courage, honesty, and loyalty, he could face whatever came. With Naira by his side, he felt ready for the future, no matter what it held. The galaxy had given him a chance to protect life and inspire hope. He would not waste it. The strange signs around Naira were only the beginning. A new journey was starting, one that would challenge their strength, test their courage, and reveal the full power of the wish that had changed the fate of the galaxy. Ryan looked at Naira, her face calm and radiant in the moonlight. He felt a quiet determination. Whatever mysteries lay ahead, they would face them together. And together, they would discover the true meaning of hope, courage, and the power to change the galaxy forever. The calm of the Zifar Empire was broken one morning by urgent alarms. Scouts had reported a hostile alien fleet approaching the capital. They were from the Krillin sector, a group that had refused the new peace and sought to exploit the unusual energy surrounding Princess Naira. Ryan stood in the command room, studying the holographic map of approaching ships. His heart beat steadily. He had faced countless battles, but this time it was different. The enemy was targeting not just the Empire, but the miracle that had begun between Naira and the galaxy itself. "Ryan, we need your strategy," said General Turin, Naira's most trusted advisor. "The Krillin ships outnumber us 2-1. Ryan examined the fleet. "We may be outnumbered, but they do not understand our strengths. We will use the planetary defenses and the terrain to our advantage. We can split their fleet, weaken them, and protect the capital." Naira approached, her expression calm but resolute. "Ryan, I trust your judgment. But be careful. My people rely on you." Ryan nodded. "I will not let them down, Princess." The first wave of Krillin ships entered the planet's orbit. Ryan led a squadron of Zifar fighters to intercept them. He guided his team with precise commands, dodging energy beams and striking at weak points in the enemy formation. His experience as a soldier and his understanding of strategy made him an inspiring leader. Meanwhile, Naira oversaw the planetary shields. She coordinated energy flows with her advisors, ensuring that the capital remained protected. Even with her focus on defense, she felt the unusual energy in her body respond to Ryan's presence. It was as if they were connected in the midst of battle, each drawing strength from the other. Ryan spotted a group of Krillin bombers heading toward the city. "Karo, take your squad and intercept them," he shouted. The fighters darted forward, weaving through the enemy's attacks. Explosions lit the sky as the bombers were destroyed before they could reach the city. But the enemy was relentless. A massive Krillin cruiser entered orbit, firing powerful beams toward the capital. Ryan realized that the usual defenses would not be enough. He needed a plan that no one had tried before. "Princess Naira," he said through the communicator, "we need to synchronize your energy with the planetary shields. It may amplify their power enough to stop the cruiser." Naira nodded, closing her eyes. She focused on the unusual energy that had begun within her, letting it flow into the shield system. The glow around her intensified, spreading across the city's protective barriers. Ryan watched in awe as the shields shone brighter, resisting the enemy's attacks like never before. With the shields holding, Ryan led a daring strike against the cruiser. Using a combination of fighter agility and precise blaster fire, they targeted the cruiser's weak points. The massive ship shuddered and exploded, scattering debris across space. The remaining Krillin forces, seeing their leader destroyed, retreated in confusion. The battle was won. The capital remained safe, and the people cheered for Ryan and Naira. But the victory was more than just survival. It was proof that courage, strategy, and unity could overcome overwhelming odds. After the battle, Ryan and Naira stood together on a balcony overlooking the city. Fires from the destroyed enemy ships glimmered in the distance, but the palace remained untouched. "You were incredible," Naira said, her eyes shining with admiration. "You saved us all." Ryan shook his head. "We did it together. Your courage and strength were as important as mine." Naira smiled softly. "Perhaps this is only the beginning. Whatever the galaxy throws at us next, I believe we can face it together." Ryan felt a quiet sense of pride. He had protected the princess, defended the empire, and seen firsthand how hope and courage could inspire everyone around them. The bond between them had grown stronger in the fire of battle. That night, Ryan walked through the palace gardens with Naira. The stars reflected in the floating waterfalls, and the glowing plants lit their path. "Do you ever wonder," Naira asked, "what the artifact truly wants? Why it connected us?" Ryan looked at her thoughtfully. "I do not know. But I believe it saw something in us, something that could change the galaxy for the better. Whatever it is, I am ready to face it." The energy around Naira pulsed gently as if affirming his words. Ryan understood that the artifact's influence was far from over. The galaxy held many secrets, and their journey had only begun. Together, they stood in the garden, ready for the challenges ahead. Courage, hope, and trust had guided them through the first test. Now, the real adventure awaited, one that would test not just their strength, but the bond that had begun between a human soldier and the galaxy's most extraordinary princess. The calm after the battle gave Ryan and Naira time to reflect. Yet, the strange energy surrounding Naira had grown stronger. She noticed changes in her body that were impossible to explain. She felt life and warmth growing within her, a presence that was gentle yet powerful. Her advisors and scientists ran tests and studied the energy. They discovered something extraordinary. Naira's condition was not illness or accident. The energy within her seemed to combine human and Zifar essence in a unique way. It was as if life itself had chosen to begin in her, influenced by the wish that Ryan had made months ago. Naira called Ryan to the palace's crystal observatory. The stars above sparkled in their three suns, casting colors across the room. "Ryan," she said, her voice calm but full of wonder, "the tests show something impossible. The life growing within me, it has a connection to you." Ryan's eyes widened. He had suspected the artifact's energy might do something extraordinary, but this. He took a deep breath. "Princess Naira, I never imagined. I did not know it could affect you like this. I only wished for peace." Naira smiled softly. "Your wish has done more than that. It has created hope in ways we could never predict. This is a miracle, Ryan, and it is a gift for the galaxy." The revelation spread quickly among the people of the Zifar Empire. Citizens watched with awe as the princess, radiant and glowing with energy, carried a life that symbolized unity between humans and Zifars. The unusual bond inspired hope. War-torn planets saw proof that courage and good intentions could change the future. Ryan and Naira spent long hours together, discussing the miracle, learning about the child growing within her, and preparing for the responsibilities ahead. Naira's strength and wisdom guided him as much as his bravery and courage guided her. Their bond had deepened beyond friendship or duty. They shared a connection that was extraordinary, built on trust, respect, and mutual admiration. "Ryan," Naira said one evening, looking out over the floating gardens, "this child, it is more than just life. It is hope. It shows that humans and Zifars can be united in ways never imagined. We must protect it, and we must protect each other." Ryan nodded. "I will do everything I can. I never expected this, but I will not run from it. Whatever comes, I will stand by you and the child." As the days passed, Ryan noticed more strange effects. The energy that surrounded Naira seemed to respond to him. When he was near, it glowed brighter. When she felt danger, it strengthened. It was clear that their connection was not only emotional but also cosmic in nature. Despite the wonder, challenges arose. Some factions across the galaxy were wary. They did not understand the miracle and feared it. Ryan and Naira knew they would need to defend not only the child but the hope it represented. But neither of them feared the future. They had faced enemies before, and together they were stronger than any force that might oppose them. The palace became a center of learning and preparation. Scientists, scholars, and diplomats from different worlds came to study the phenomenon and support the princess. They marveled at the harmony between human and Zifar energy, learning that cooperation and understanding could create wonders beyond imagination. One quiet night, Ryan and Naira stood in the crystal observatory, gazing at the stars. "Do you think the artifact chose us for this?" Ryan asked softly. Naira looked at him, her eyes reflecting starlight. "I do not know why, but I believe it saw courage and hope in your heart. It saw someone who could change the galaxy not with war, but with life, love, and unity. That is why this miracle exists." Ryan reached for her hand, feeling the warmth of her energy flow into him. "Then I will honor it. I will protect this gift, and I will face whatever the galaxy brings next. We will make sure that hope survives." The stars above seemed to shine brighter, almost as if they were celebrating the miracle. The first true symbol of unity between humans and Zifars had begun to grow, and the galaxy felt the quiet stirrings of a new era. Ryan realized that his life had changed forever. He had been a soldier fighting a war, and now he was a protector of hope, of life, and of a connection that transcended worlds. He had made a wish for peace, and it had created a future full of promise, courage, and wonder. Together, Ryan and Naira faced the universe with determination. Whatever challenges awaited them, they knew they could overcome them. The miracle of life, born from a wish, had begun to shape a galaxy ready to believe in hope again. The peace that followed the miracle was fragile. While many across the galaxy celebrated the union of human and Zifar life, others grew jealous or fearful. Rumors spread of a child born from a human and an alien princess, and some factions saw it as a threat to their power. Ryan trained with the Zifar guards every day, preparing for any danger. His connection to Princess Naira had grown stronger. He could feel her energy, and she could sense his courage. Together, they formed a bond that was both emotional and extraordinary, making them a formidable team. One morning, scouts reported that a fleet from the Marvik sector was approaching. They were a group that had refused to accept the new peace and sought to capture Naira's energy for themselves. The fleet was large and armed with advanced weapons. Ryan and Naira knew they would need a plan beyond simple defense. "We must protect the child, but also show that fear and hate cannot dominate the galaxy," Naira said calmly. "We will face them, and we will stand together." Ryan nodded. "We will use both our strengths. Your energy can amplify the defenses, and my soldiers can lead the attack. We will make them understand that unity is stronger than fear." As the Marvik fleet entered orbit, Ryan led a squadron of human and Zifar fighters. They used clever maneuvers to divide the enemy ships, hitting weak points and protecting the city below. The Marvik forces were skilled, but they underestimated the courage and strategy of those defending the capital. Meanwhile, Naira focused her energy on the planetary shields. The glow around her brightened, pushing the enemy's beams back. Ryan could feel her strength flowing through him, giving him clarity and focus. Every move he made seemed to be guided by her energy, and every decision saved lives. During the battle, a powerful Marvik commander tried to break through the defenses and reach the palace. Ryan led a direct strike against the commander's ship, dodging heavy fire while coordinating his squad. With careful precision, they disabled the ship and forced the enemy to retreat. When the battle ended, the Marvik fleet had been defeated, not by sheer firepower, but by courage, strategy, and unity. Citizens of the Zifar Empire cheered for Ryan and Naira, inspired by the strength of their leadership. The miracle of life and hope they carried had protected not only the princess but the future of the galaxy. Later, Ryan and Naira walked through the palace gardens, where glowing plants lit their path. Every battle we face strengthens the bond between us, Ryan said quietly. I never imagined my wish would lead to this. Naira smiled, her eyes reflecting the light of the floating waterfalls. And yet it has. Courage and hope created a miracle. We must continue to protect it, not only for us but for everyone who believes in peace. Ryan paused and looked at her. Do you think there will be more challenges? Naira nodded. There always will be. But as long as we face them together, we will overcome them. This child, this life, represents something greater than any one of us. It is a reminder that bravery, trust, and unity can change the galaxy. In the following weeks, Ryan and Naira trained the Empire's forces together. They shared strategies, stories, and wisdom. Their connection became a symbol of hope for all. Soldiers fought not only with skill but with belief in something larger, a future where humans and Zifars could work together. The child within Naira grew stronger, and the energy surrounding her became a beacon for all who sought peace. Planets torn by war began to rebuild, inspired by the courage of one human soldier and one alien princess. One evening, Ryan stood beside Naira in the observatory, gazing at the stars. Whatever comes next, we will face it, he said firmly. We have seen that hope can defeat fear. Naira placed her hand over his. And courage can guide it. We will continue to protect life, inspire unity, and show the galaxy what can be achieved when beings trust each other. Ryan smiled, feeling the warmth of her energy flow into him. He knew that no matter how difficult the trials, they would triumph. Their bond was not just personal, it was a force that could influence the galaxy itself. The stars twinkled above, calm yet bright, as if watching their journey. Ryan realized that their story was no longer just about peace or battles. It was about hope, courage, and the extraordinary power of unity. And together, he and Naira were ready to face whatever the universe had in store. The stars above the Zifar Empire glowed brightly as the day arrived that would change the galaxy forever. Princess Naira's strength and courage had grown alongside the life within her. Ryan remained by her side, ready to protect and support her through the final moments of the journey. The palace was filled with calm energy. Scientists, advisors, and trusted allies gathered to ensure the birth would be safe. Yet, there was a sense of wonder in the air, as if the entire galaxy held its breath, waiting to witness the miracle that had begun months ago. Naira lay in a chamber of glowing crystal, her energy radiating gently throughout the room. Ryan held her hand, feeling warmth and hope flow between them. You are stronger than anyone I have ever met, he said softly. We will face this together. Naira smiled, her eyes full of trust. And we will protect the future, Ryan. This child represents hope for more than just our worlds. It is a reminder that courage and kindness can shape the galaxy. The moment arrived, and with guidance and support, Naira brought life into the universe. The energy around her pulsed brighter than ever, filling the chamber with a glow that reflected not only the child's arrival but also the unity of two worlds. When the first cries of life echoed, Ryan looked at the child and felt a sense of awe. The child's energy shimmered softly, a combination of human and Zifar essence, radiating potential and promise. This was not just a life, it was a symbol of hope, courage, and a future of peace. Naira held the child gently, her eyes glistening with joy. We did it, she whispered. We created something that will inspire the galaxy. Ryan knelt beside her. Yes. This child will remind everyone that unity is stronger than fear. That courage and hope can change worlds. And that even one human soldier can make a difference. News of the birth spread across the galaxy. Planets that had been torn by war celebrated, inspired by the miracle. Leaders and citizens alike saw that even the smallest actions like Ryan's wish for peace could create waves of change. The child grew quickly under the care of Naira and Ryan. Their bond with the child reflected the bond they shared with each other. love, trust, and courage guided them as they prepared to raise a new generation that could continue their mission of peace and unity. The palace became a center of learning and diplomacy. Humans and Zifars worked together, studying the child's unique energy and understanding how two worlds could cooperate for a better future. Scholars discovered ways to share knowledge, and diplomats found ways to prevent conflict. The miracle had created more than life, it had created hope for the entire galaxy. One evening, Ryan and Naira stood in the crystal observatory, holding their child. The stars shone above them, calm and bright, reflecting the sense of peace that had finally settled. "Do you ever think about how this all began?" Ryan asked quietly. Naira nodded. "A single wish, made with courage and hope, brought us to this moment. It reminds us that even small acts can change the universe." Ryan smiled, feeling the warmth of her energy and the child's energy flowing together. "Then we will continue. We will protect life, inspire hope, and guide the galaxy toward unity. Whatever challenges come next, we will face them together." The child stirred in Naira's arms, as if sensing the promise of a future full of possibilities. Ryan and Naira knew that their journey was only beginning, but they also knew they had created something lasting. The miracle of life, born from a human soldier's wish, had already begun to shape the galaxy. Ryan looked at the stars, feeling the weight of responsibility and the excitement of the future. "This is a new dawn," he said. "A dawn for the galaxy, for our child, and for everyone who believes that courage and hope can truly change the world." Naira placed her hand over his. "Together, we will guide this new era. And together, we will show that even the smallest wish can create the greatest miracles." As they stood together, watching the stars, the galaxy seemed to respond. Peace, hope, and unity glimmered in the distance. The wars of the past felt far away, replaced by a vision of a future where humans, Zifars, and all beings could live together in harmony. The story of a human soldier and the galaxy's most extraordinary princess had reached a triumph. Their courage, love, and trust had created life, hope, and a legacy that would inspire generations. And as the sons of the Zifar Empire set, a new dawn rose over the galaxy, bright and full of promise for the future.